I would say that although I got to interact with them, things were very different in our households. Um, my mom did a lot of having to help her siblings versus me not getting that type of attention from her siblings because they were dealing with their vices. And so she grew up very close with her. She's number three, so she grew up close with the last three after her. The four of them share the same father, and they are very close. The older two have two separate fathers, which brings me to family background and behavior norms. In terms of behaviors, we always wonder why everybody was so different and they grew up in the same house. Like my granny raised everybody the same way. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that she was a young mother. She was 15 when she started having kids, and by the time she was 21, she had all six of her children. And she was a single parent. Between the six of them, there are three fathers. All of them are much older than her. But she grew up in a time where that was kind of the norm, you know, and so it wasn't unheard of for that to be a thing. My grandfather is who essentially raised all of the kids. So like I said before, the last four, my mom and her last three siblings, the four of them have the same father, which is my grandfather, and he in turn, raised the oldest two as well. Him and my grandmother never married, but he did take care of all of her children, and he took care of her. As far as the family background, like I shared, they come from different areas but pretty much grew up the same. My paternal grandfather and my maternal grandfather both were working men who had to drop out of school early in those times where they had very limited education. But for my paternal grandfather, it kind of kept him in poverty versus my maternal grandfather, who went on to become an entrepreneur and knew many skills and trades. And he also worked for the city of Richmond, where he retired from as well. My paternal grandfather did work. He did odd jobs. He eventually went on to become employed by a company. I was so young, though. I don't